Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jayden and I like to draw interesting characters doing interesting things. We did it. Nope, can't say that. A second video has been posted to the channel. I think I'm reading this script and learning that I'm a liar. Okay. I think I've figured out my process. No, that is true. I think I figured out my process with making these videos. I won't bore you with details, but going forward, I'm going to try for a video every other Friday. I know it's Monday. Yeah. But life comes at you fast. So, here we are, every other Friday, starting the Friday after next. Yes, I think that's how that phrase is said. Having a job and making videos is a real balancing act, but I want this to be fun, and if I rush myself to put out content, I'm gonna lose steam quick. So, anyway, let's get into this drawing. We're making some fan art, and it's Pokemon fan art. So about a month ago, I got the idea to use a random Pokemon generator to make 6 pairs of trainers and their partner Pokemon. I thought it'd be a good way to practice drawing some different poses, especially because I want these to look kind of like comic book covers for a reason I'll talk about later, or at least inspired by. So we're going for some dynamic posing, you know, jumping, kicking, making weird shapes with the body, basically. If you're not familiar with Pokemon, hello. Thanks for clicking on a video outside of your interests. But in the 7th generation / games in the season, or in the series, Sun and Moon, the games introduced Ultra Beasts. So from Bulbapedia, extra dimensional Pokemon who've traveled through ultra space. The player interacts and can catch them using special Pokeballs called Beast Balls, wild name, and use them on their team like normal Pokemon. So also like common Pokemon, they have types. Okay, so I didn't have that much more information on there. So they're not like legendaries, but they're like pseudo-legendaries. It's kind of like the Mesprit, Uxie, Azelf line, or like Latios and Latias. They're just like Pokemon you can encounter sometimes, I'm pretty sure. I can't remember, actually. But thank you for coming to my TED Talk on Pokemon and Ultra Beast, I guess. this Ultra Beast is Buzzwole, a bug fighting type, which is pretty obvious in its design. And its design actually started this whole thing off. The emphasis of its torso and arms with like the muscular shape language in its design makes it feel like a superhero like type to me. So I wanted to lean into that and have it be half of a superhero duo. And to balance the brute strength that is Buzzwole, I wanted to go with a smaller character that did something with like telekinesis, maybe like telepathy. So I was thinking like brains and brawn, and then it hit me. Mind and matter. I love a cliche, so I was sold immediately. Who gonna check me? Right. So now I needed to make it make sense in my brain. How would someone in the Pokemon universe get superpowers? I know there are trainers in the games with psychokinetic abilities, like the psychic trainers who are like lifting Pokeballs into the air with obviously like telepathy. And that would be an interesting aspect of Pokemon that someone with a better understanding of it, of like the world, than I could pursue. But my mind immediately went to the more science fiction answer. So this character, let me know what you think I should name her in the comments, has been part of an experiment that's given her the ability to use electric and psychic abilities, like Alolan Raichu. So paired with her partner Pokemon, they've got it all. All bases covered. Maybe I'll think more about this in the future, but who knows. It was fun to make, and the pose did give me some trouble, but I think it turned out in the end. There was a lot of futzing throughout this process. My main focus was on the posing and silhouette of the two figures, and I think that did me good for two reasons. One, that I was able to make these poses, I think, believable, and I did learn a lot about the form of the body. And two, once I got done with the poses, I realized that I had no idea what to do with the background. I knew I wanted them to be on a roof that looks like straw to help bring the mind to Alola. So I looked at some art from fans and Pokemon art, or like copyrighted art, from the show and games. There's not a lot of buildings going on in that game, I realized, other than like Pokemon centers, of course. And had they combined the shops with Pokemon centers yet? I think so. Yeah, definitely. But the anime gave me this. Ah. Image saved my dumb little baby brain, and so I used a similar arch and stripes motif on the building under it, you can see. Then, I wanted to redeem myself for a drawing I did in December, which I need to redraw. It was a holiday-themed drawing of a woman reaching up, like, towards a snowflake. She has dark skin, but then I wanted it to look like her dress was green velvet, and she was on a darker red background. So that didn't work out great with values. I did add like a glow behind her, but even then, it's just like I didn't highlight her face enough, which is a problem I did have in this illustration. I fixed it post recording because I was looking at it and I was like, oh girl, that doesn't look how I wanted it to. But I need to be more intense with my lighting. More intense? Not my highlights. My highlights need to be higher. If that makes sense. Because I feel like I draw on an iPad, and so everything's like really zoomed in. Once I looked at it on my desktop monitor, I was like, oh, it's still super dark. Like, I might be able to see it when I zoom in, when I'm like doing those details, but once I zoom out, you can't see those. And so if I wanted to make this like a poster or something and it's printed out, it's gonna not be as visually pleasing from far away as it is up close. And even when you're up close, you're gonna have to strain to see these things because they're not as like apparent. So she deserves justice, and so does this one, but we fixed it. It's all good. Keep that in the back of your head. When you're like, oh my god, those highlights aren't high enough, be like, oh yeah, they're gonna be higher. They're gonna be higher. I promise. Learning to do better. So, I'm taking another shot at backlighting with, we're cheating a little, adding some glowing elements to light the face, to add some ambient light around the figure, you know, there's still like enough contrast, I think, between them and the moon to make it like feel right. So I feel confident in that, at least. And glowing or glowy effects always make me drawn, pun intended, to a drawing or painting, so win-win. I need to keep that in mind when I revisit the holiday art. So I think these two are in a alternate universe alert. These two would be, I mean, obviously the protagonists in their own story, but they kind of protect Alola from Team Skull. I feel like they, in a world where superheroes exist, super villains also have to exist. And so I feel like all of the kind of opposing like teams, like Rocket, Star, Magma, Aqua, etc., would be like amped up. I know they're like pretty world ending in most of the game. It gets pretty cataclysmic in most Pokemon games, I feel. But instead of only like a Pokemon or like some large laser that they've built for some reason, it will be, I guess it can be Guzma. Is that his name? It is. Guzma. Guzma? Guzma. It's like, I'll say Guzma. Yeah. But, so I think he would be the main adversary again, but this time with a similar kind of vibe to this character. So he would be like, he'd have some kind of poison type moves he could use. I think that'd be fun. That's like, I don't know, I like that idea. So maybe I will revisit this idea in the future. I did already, like when I used the generator, I think, I want to say 6. I know I said 6 at the beginning, but let me look at my sketchbook. Let me find it. Here it is. Yeah, 6. So there are 5 other characters. Some are more fleshed out than others, but let me know if you would like to see more of them in the future. And even if no one says anything, I'll probably still do it, because that sounds fun to me. I do have videos planned through June, I want to say, because I got my process. But so I probably wouldn't be able to revisit these until July, because June is gay month, and so I mean all of these characters will probably also be gay, but I have an idea for Pride Month and I'm gonna execute it because I'm a Capricorn, and so I want to do it. It is done. I don't know, it might be done the night before but it's gonna be done, so I can promise that at least. Oh, goodness. Oh, I didn't even talk about her design. She's I'm so silly. This character, she has gone through an experiment. Somehow the DNA of Alolan Raichu is fused with hers. We'll say like a spinal tap. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. Some professor. Ooh, I can design the professor. Which will... Ooh, who is that? Sun and Moon. Professor. Isn't it? Kukui! Okay. So, Kukui. Yeah, I guess he's doing something with Pokemon DNA. Sure. Let's amp him up. This is like a very drag, like heightened. That's so pretentious. It's just like bigger. Those vibes. But anyway, this character, with the help of Professor Kukui, gets the ability to, I think, magical girl transform into this bodysuit and vest. I think that's, and Converse or Chuck. No, those aren't Chuck Taylors. Are Chuck Taylors just the high tops, or are they the low tops too? She's wearing those. And then those ear ponytail holders will appear, her cheek patches, and then her tail will show up with the magical girl type transformation, which I think would be really fun. So in the future, maybe I'll learn how to animate, at least to where I can storyboard out a magical girl transformation. Oh my god, maybe I could just hire an animator. Let's work towards that. Let's wake that up. Hire some animators. Huh? Yeah. Why am I being so aggressive? That'd be cool. I follow a couple animators on Bluesky. Wonder if I need to check on commissions. With what money? Who knows? But one day, I'll do it. I'm jumping all over the place. This pair are opposing Guzma, who also has type of some poison type DNA mixed with him, because that makes sense. Alolan Muck would be cool for him, because that's or Grimer. Probably Muck though. That would make the most sense, because I think they would evolve too. If you have Pokemon DNA, you might be predisposed to evolution. So I think she started with Pichu, right? When she like first gets her powers, and then as she gets better, she'll evolve. So she's like God mode right now. That's fun. So then, oh my gosh. Guzma. Duh, I was talking about Muck. That's what I mean, I'm sure you could tell, especially with the little side videos. Let me know how you think about that, or what you think about that. I know, like, I use Clip Studio Paint to record my time lapses, but I like when the live recording of the drawings where you can see them moving around the canvas. But I don't know, I move a lot and I twist and turn. I don't want to give anyone like a headache. That seems like it wouldn't be enjoyable to watch at all. So I don't know, we'll figure it out. Maybe I just have to get over it, or just get better. Yeah, that could be it. I'm sure you saw the Pokeball designs based off Alolan, Grimer, and Mach, those like oil layers with the Team Skull kind of logo on there. I thought it'd be fun to do that just as like a little hint, kind of give some more context to what's going on, who they're opposing, you know, that vibe. Oh wow, it's over. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and oh, here is the final, more glowy version. I think it looks better. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see y'all next time. Thank you. Bye. Ow.